Well, friends, what do you do when a work camping job goes to crap? What do you do when a work camping job goes to crap? You have to have a contingency or come up with a contingency. And luckily I have been blessed enough to have good friends and opportunities based on that. So here I am, I'm heading out of the fish camp. I went ahead and turned in my resignation by text. Unfortunately, I felt it was ludicrous to sit and wait for someone to come in, and basically, according to the agreement, says on the work camper agreement, you have an hour to vacate the premises, when you resign. So I went ahead and took it upon myself. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. I'll probably make a more extensive video about that, but yeah, I'm heading out here past the cow country, same way I came in. I'm gonna stop here in a little bit, make a couple phone calls, kind of get my head straight. I'm on my way over towards Tampa to head north, and I will be stopping at a friend's place, or their son's place. So the Mohican Valley posse does stick together, so that's awesome. All right, well, folks, we're in the Inverness, Florida area. We're just taking a walk. So what's going on? All right, what happens when a work camper job goes bad? I was contacted in, August from this place down here, this resort campground place, and they had a position they wanted filled, and it involved managing their store, the store staff, their waterfront. They do sell bait. They have rental boats, docks, fishing tournaments. There's a lot of bass fishing tournaments down here in this area. All right, so anyway, like I was saying, this place I was working had a lot of bass fishing tournaments, and they're looking for someone to come in and manage all aspects of their tournaments, determine if they were what was the best for the place, that kind of thing. I talked to them. My concerns were I can only come down for maybe 5 or 6 months and then go back to my place in Ohio. They're like, hey, no problem. I'm not a bass fisherman, I'm a fly fisherman, no problem. We're looking forward to it, exciting. We want somebody with the skills, so I have some management skills. And so yeah, I get down there and start in on the job, and they're doing a remodel makeover. Basically slapping it's a real simple makeover. You're going to put over existing walls, some modern wall board that'll handle hanging stuff, pegs and things like that, and new floors and new floor, paint the ceiling, add some stuff. So yeah, then you're looking at this remodel that seems to be possibly the slowest remodel in history. Every week to 2 weeks, folks are spending 1 or 2 days working on it. So the staff, there's a couple staff in the store, myself and no one else. Staff and I are moving stuff every couple days, moving everything this way, moving everything that way, packing, unpacking, trying to operate a store, camp store, and handle a refit. And that was part of the issue. So the inventory system was kind of a disaster. And I spent some time trying to figure out how to work it. Did a complete store inventory the week of Thanksgiving, and I spent about a week amongst other assignments, and I'll make a video on what I was doing there. Sorry I haven't done that. I'm a little stressed out, so I hadn't posted as much. I haven't even been fishing yet, and I've been out here 2 months. There are items, minus 800 cans of beer, minus 2,000 bags of ice. No one had ever entered anything into the inventory. You know, I was there to fix it, so I was head down, shoulder to the wheel, going at it. So time frame wise, looking at probably early December, the first week or so, getting everything fixed. So that was it. There have been some big tournaments and some other things, but I hadn't really had any involvement in it yet. I had some run-ins with one of their folks, one of their managers in a different department, in regards to job assignments and that kind of thing, parking, which was supposed to fall under my umbrella according to the job description, but never really did. So what I felt like was I was really a highly paid bait boy. I do my assignments outside, but I was told initially when I came down there, I'm supervising supposedly a number of staff. I mean, staff outside and inside, not a bunch, maybe one or two outside and 3 or 4 inside in the store running registers and being a backup, basically, is what it says. And, it also said that this position could turn into the operations manager position at some point. It's in my job description. I'm not doing it. So I talked to the boss, and the boss says, the tournaments are a mess, and that's why I haven't given them to you, and that's not your thing, and all that. And that was great. But one thing leads to another. The something ain't right kind of keeps going on, and something's going on. There's a guy there that does a lot of fishing, that works in a different area, works like in a restaurant setting over there, and he's coming in the store and moving stuff around, and it was weird. Something weird was going on. So basically what turns out is this person, about a week ago, which is why I left, I had a little meeting that just said, hey, this person is going to be transitioning into your position because we need somebody year-round. Well, that was something we talked about before. And a couple days later, I find out he's doing all the ordering and inventory, at which point, the writing's on the wall. I mean, that's all I was doing, was ordering inventory and stuff on the docks. Well, they just took away 3/4 of the important part of my job. So I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I went somewhere. I have a great job in the summer up in the Mohican Valley. It's a great family. They take care of their employees. It is a recreation/campground kind of setting, so you're not making corporate money, because nobody makes corporate money, but there's a lot to be said for just satisfaction in what you're doing. Texted the owner. I tried to talk to him. He was more interested in texting, had more important things to do. Basically said, we're not getting our money's worth out of you. You're not doing what we brought you down here to do. And yeah, no kidding, you're not letting me. At least your manager's not letting me. So it was my day off. I finished up the pay week. I basically packed my crap and pulled up to the office before I left, before anybody was there, about 7 a.m., went into the store, got a receipt for the property that belonged to the resort that I was in care of, i.e. Keys Radio. And then I was going to wait around and talk to the GM. Didn't know what time they'd be getting there. And I thought, this is really stupid. I don't want a confrontation. I don't want the awkwardness. And since everybody seems to be texting me all the information and not actually talking to me, I think things were in the works probably before I got down there. And I was just the guy, the poor sucker that came down from Ohio to try to help out, and that's it. So that's kind of the gist of it. And I'll try to edit it so it makes sense, but you have to be careful. So there are some warning signs and things to look out for, and we'll talk about those here in a minute. I was basically told by the owner to give everyone the impression that I was going to be there. Year-round. Not to tell them I'd be leaving in the spring and returning to Ohio, which was kind of a weird warning sign. They also asked me not to really talk to anybody. Basically, kind of isolate myself just because of the rumor mill that was going on at the place. And they had a high staff turnover. That's another warning sign. I'd been there, or they'd owned it about 3 years. They'd been into their fifth manager in 3 years. It's a warning sign. Inquiry alarm bell should have gone off. I should have found out why they were having the problem, why they thought they were having that problem. Should have been a little bit more on my toes with that one. So anytime that anybody puts out any kind of unusual requests, particularly not telling people what you're doing or why you're going to be there as a condition of employment, just be aware. Is there something else going on? I'm used to working in a team atmosphere. The ski resorts I've worked, the campground where I work, everyone is very committed to the organization and to the goal of making the best organization possible. And when I got down there, there was a pervasive attitude of, that's not my job. I'm off the clock. It's not my job. That's so-and-so's job. There's a lot of unwillingness to do anything beyond this very little scope of practice. After I got down there, the agreements that I had initially changed. They went from, you're doing a great job, to all of a sudden, we're not getting our money's worth. Well, that's a quote. And, we've moved this other person in this position, or we're moving them in this position. And, we might keep you till March. We might keep you another week. It was time to get out. But overall, with work camping jobs, I would think just look, do your research. Sometimes you're going to get there, it's going to backfire. When the alarm bells went from yellow to red to extremely red to nuclear explosions going off in the backyard, it was time to get out and get out now. I started that evening. The next day, I went into town, did some shop, and got back and just spent the day packing. I have a checklist. You should have a checklist. Anytime you're moving sites, no matter what, you should have a checklist, what you're going to do. Exactly. There were a couple things I would have forgot. I have a weather station outside, I have a temperature monitor. I had it screwed underneath a picnic table so it was safe from the weather, and it was in the shade, so it was giving me true temperatures. Almost forgot that. It was on the checklist, so I remembered it. So if you're going to have to get out of Dodge, bug out, leave quickly, that was another weird thing in the work camper agreement, and they made me sign a work camper agreement, even though they said it really didn't apply to me completely. But then it turned around to, not only does this apply to you, but work camper jobs are temporary and blah blah blah. And I made a reference to ghosting. That's when you disappear like a ghost. It was really tempting. If you go somewhere and your personal ethos, your way of doing things, right and wrong, as you view them. If your employer is not meeting that personal ethos, you do have a responsibility to ask them, I think, or at least a responsibility to do investigating to find out why that's going on the way it is. I don't know, it was a little weird all around. So I don't know what their deal is. I think there was something going on behind the scenes and that kind of thing. Some of the processes there were a little odd. They were trying to upgrade into the modern era. It was weird. What a waste. I just feel it was what a waste of 2 months. What a waste of time and effort. But, I'm down here. So anyway, I'm down at somebody's house near Inverness, Florida. It's a family that is down in the area where we camp. They actually camp at our campground. I'm mooch dogging plugged into a shop. They have a pad in their son's backyard. They're retired. And they have a pad in their son's backyard, and so I've been there for 2 nights. Their son actually works at a camp facility here. So it's really a bad time to be dragging an RV north into the frozen tundra. That's kind of what I was looking at. I was like, I'll stay down here, and I was invited to stay as long as I'd want. However, I did actually interview for a job yesterday, so we'll see how that works out. They're talking about providing camping, an RV spot for me, and if it works out. So I had to do some background information, there's some pre-employment stuff you go through, and then, we'll see. We'll see if that works out. But we are here. We are safe and sound. Our mobile, adaptable, sustainable homestead, our MASH unit is good to go. Kind of the beauty of the RV full-time lifestyle is the ability to leave. I guess the other thing I would say is make sure that you do have some emergency funds put away, and either that's for a breakdown or for something like this that, I probably should have saved a little bit more, but I was only here 2 months, so I didn't have a big chance to do that. Cost, I spent $300, $400 getting down here, and that's something that you got to think about. So just be careful that you have an escape plan to your next gig. I do have a full-time job that starts in the March area, back up at the other camp, and they were willing to take me back as best they could on a limited basis right now till business picks up in the spring. But so I'll let you know, this may work out really well. The facility that I visited yesterday, I literally left Thursday morning. I rolled in Thursday early afternoon. Friday morning I was up at this facility talking about possibly joining the maintenance staff for a few months up until March or so, until I go back. So it's just been a continuous, it's been a cacophony of things to do. So today I haven't really done anything. I kind of laid around, I did some editing, and I'm sitting here looking at this lake and this nice sunset. This is Dave, the caribou, down south on our Florida forward operating area. We are in between things. I'm not sure what the heck's going on, but we're gonna hopefully hope for the best and little divine intervention off on our behalf, and hopefully things will work out and the adventure this winter will continue. And by God, I want to go fishing. Caribou Dave, the adventure dog. Out.